Hello, I am Kristen with Gunderson's Bookkeeping, and we used to hold QuickBooks classes for like 4 hours at the office, and we would go through a 4 hour training class, and a lot of our clients loved it, people in the community loved it, and it's been my dream to go ahead and to get this online for that more people will be able to see these QuickBooks trainings. And this one in particular is the QuickBooks Online training. And my goal today is to teach you how to make your business more successful using QuickBooks Online. And I'm just going to kind of follow here's our information in case you need it. Okay, I am a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. And we go ahead and ask any questions that you may have. You can reach out to us. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so the missions of this QuickBooks training is, and one of the things that I really wanted to do is instead of having 4 hours long of training, I want to break this up into little 20, 30-minute segments so that you can search for what you need to search for. So we're going to be going through things like how to set up your QuickBooks Online company, how to import it, going over your chart of accounts, going over custom reports, sales tax, bank balances, how to get your bank feed set up, your accounts receivable, how to properly do like invoicing, receive payments, making those bank deposits, or if you just need to do sales receipts. We're going to learn how to apply credits, refund receipts. We're going to focus on accounts payable, how to set up vendors, how to create checks, how to do bills and bill pay, how to apply vendor credits. We're also going to do banking and credit card information, and then like some helpful tips. So I will break these down into little bite-sized ones for that you can just search. I'm going to start recording these, and you can just go ahead and search for the items that you need help with, okay? One of the things I do want to talk about is because I do want to be able to help all of you is hopefully you'll be able to improve your cash flow, increase your profits, and create lasting wealth with your business and have more fun in your business. And there's 2 reasons why you need to have financials, okay? Like if it weren't required to have financials in order to do like, your tax returns, most of you probably would not have financials. However, there's a second reason to have financials besides having them for, tax reasons. The second one is to be able to use them for management. The owners of the business, they need to be able to look at reports so that they can be benefited by looking at them to be able to know how to better run and operate their business. And that's the part that we just love helping our clients with. Okay, say you're offering 10 items. 2 of those items, this is the 80-20 rule, 2 of those items are going to create 80% of your revenue. So we need to focus and find out what those 2 items are, what that 20% of your services or products that you're offering your customers. Also, 20% of your clients are going to generate 80% of your revenue. We want to know who our favorite clients are, that we can make sure that we treat them, take them out to dinner, buy them a bottle of wine. Make sure that we know, hey, their kids' names and how their kids are doing, when they go on vacation. And then you'll also find, kind of the bottom 20 of our clients are the clients that we need to weed through and get rid of. And I know that sounds harsh, but you want to know what? They're taking up 80% of our time, and those are the ones who don't want to have to pay for anything, and they're constantly calling and bugging you or complaining or needing a refund, or they're just never happy. So these reports that I'm going to help you be able to run, those are the reports that you need as a business owner and a manager to be able to run your business profitably and to be making that cash flow not a problem anymore. Okay. And also another key point in here is that like 2 out of 10 of your staff members are going to be creating 80% of the value to your customers. So the 80-20 rule not only works for your clients and for your products and services, but also for your employees. Okay, here's the table of contents that we're going to be going through again. I kind of already ran through that. I'll show you the second page, but I'm going to have little segments on each of these, and we'll just keep on going through them. And if you have questions, please let us know. We would love to know what they are. Okay, I'm going to be jumping back and forth between so like this is kind of out of date. Here, let me bring this over for a more up-to-date one. Okay, so this is on choosing your subscription, okay? Which subscription is best for you? And this is right on the QuickBooks Intuit website. So it depends on what you need, okay? So if you just want to do the simple start, if you are the only one and you just want to do this for like tax purposes only, you can get away with the simple start, okay? It has one user, you'll be able to run reports. They're very basic. You won't be able to do like really high-tech reports or maybe like job costing or, those type of reports, but you'll get the basic stuff. You'll be able to do your sales and use tax. You'll be able to manage your 1099s. Track your mileage. If you want to do anything more, like if you want to have your bills in, like put every single one of your bills in and then do a bill payment, you're going to need to upgrade to the essentials. With the essentials, you also have, you get up to 3 users. Hope you guys can see this okay. Let me up this a little bit. And if you need to track time, again, the essentials. The most popular and what almost all of my clients are on is on the Plus. And you get to run advanced reports. You get up to 5 users. You also get to invite your CPA, your accountant, your bookkeeper for free, and that's with any of them, okay? You also get to track project profitability and track inventory. So if you have any type of inventory that you want to be tracking, this is where this is the plan to use. And then if you need, like if you have so many users, like up to 25 users where you need to be customizing their permissions, you need the advanced. And you can see the prices on there. I don't have anyone who is on the advanced. And then say you want to have payroll done. That's a separate charge that you're going to have to pay extra for, okay? So just for And what are the benefits of going to QuickBooks Online? A lot of people don't know that either. So some of the benefits for online is, okay, here's a really bad story. I had a lady who was on QuickBooks Mac. No big deal. She was on the Mac version. It was fine. I would go out there and work on her stuff all the time for her. And it was all current. And I remember it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And it was, in October, and they were wanting to close on a house by the end of the year. Okay. And I already went out there, and she thought that her stuff was being backed up automatically. Well, guess what? Her computer crashed, and none of the QuickBooks backups that she thought were being saved were any good. So the last backup that was saved was like in April. So we had to go back and redo all the work that we've already done and charged her for that she could have current financials for her business, for that she could give them to the mortgage loan people to be able to close on her house. Like, it was a mad dash, like, race to get this stuff done, that she had financials to give. So you don't have to worry about backing up your data anymore. Like, yes, you can get QuickBooks Desktop, and yes, you'll pay like a couple $100 and you'll have it on your desktop. However, you need to have your desktop or your laptop with you whenever you need to be doing your work if you're still on the desktop version. Like, I don't know where my cell phone is. Here it is. I switched to QuickBooks Online probably about 4 years ago, and wherever I have an internet, whether it's on my tablets, on my phone, on my laptop, at home, on my desktop at the office, I have access to my bookkeeping. Okay. And I love that there's an app and I can take pictures of my receipts, and I don't have to save my receipts anymore. People hate keeping receipts, but you have to have them for tax documentation purposes in case you ever were to get audited. So while I'm out at a restaurant meeting a client, I just snap a picture of it. I write who I'm with, what it was for, snap a picture of it, and it's in my QuickBooks Online. So I don't have to worry about doing any backups. I don't have to worry about keeping receipts anymore. I don't have to worry about making sure that my stuff is upgraded, like updated. One of the really neat things is that QuickBooks Intuit is focusing, I would say, the majority of their technicians, web developers, on QuickBooks Online. So QuickBooks Online gets updated like every 6 weeks. So if you see, like, if you're used to having a button or something, and then one day it's not there anymore, you're not going crazy. It's because they're constantly updating the QuickBooks Online to be the best that it can be. Okay, they're slowly getting rid of desktop for that. It's probably not going to be around anymore. And they stop servicing it after a year or two. What are some of the other benefits? The main one is just that we are an on-the-go society, and we are constantly going, and that I can work from my cell phone is amazing. I can sit there, if I'm at a client's, I need to invoice them, I can send them an invoice. I don't need to worry about sending paper invoices anymore. I can take a credit card from my phone now, or from my tablet, or I can do it at the office. It's so great. I don't know why people wouldn't want to have an online. People do worry about security. Okay, well, you know what? They have security. They have to, like, their integrity of their company relies on keeping their client stuff safe. Okay. So think of it that way. I mean, just the cybersecurity and stuff is such a normal this day. They have to have it. Government security. I mean, I'm not worried about it as much as I was. That was one thing I was originally worried about like 4 years ago when I was thinking about switching. I'm just not worried about it anymore. Okay. So I am going to switch over to to get started. This is what QuickBooks looks like. This is a mock company, a sample company. Anyone can go to it. But this is what the dashboard looks like. It looks a little bit different from the online version, or the desktop version, I mean. So how do you access your stuff? You can, this plus sign right here, this is where you can access it. So you see, this is the create button. So we can see our customers right here, everything to do with customers. So invoicing, receipt payment, estimates, credit memos, and so on. Anything to do with the vendors is in the next column. So if you need to cut a check or need to put in an expense, like if you have a credit card, put in a bill, pay your bill, purchase orders, credit cards, all that stuff is right here. Print checks. Anything to do with employees is in the next tab, and other. So bank deposits, doing transfers in your bank. You have to put it into QuickBooks, but you also have to do it in your bank too. If you need to do a journal entry, you need to send out statements, or you need to adjust your inventories, all right there. The next place to find things is this gear sign. So say you want to reconcile your bank account and you can't find it under the plus the create sign. Well, guess what? It's under tools and the gear sign, reconcile. You can enter in a budget. If you wanted to, say you are in desktop and you want to import your data into QuickBooks Online, there is a way to do that, and that is totally fine. Let me actually switch back to, okay. So the gear sign, so importing your data. So under tools, the gear sign, there's import data, and you can do that. Otherwise, there's also import your QuickBooks desktop data. Okay. And then it goes through like a 3-step process of how to actually import your data. If you need help with that, you can find it in the QuickBooks desktop also. Otherwise, we are here to help you. So just reach out to us. So importing your data, it's really, really simple to do nowadays. Okay, so we're at the home dashboard. And one thing, if you don't want to have like, this shows what your bank account balances are, okay? Shows what your profit and loss is for the month. If we want to change this to this year, we can do that. Same thing with the expenses. It defaults to the month, but if you want to change it to the quarter, you can. Shows you automatically all of your invoices that are unpaid. If you want to get to all your overdue ones really quick and see who owes you money, you can just click that button and it takes you right here. What's really cool is you can like click this action, and if you have their email in here because you've been emailing your invoices, you can send a reminder just like that. It pops up, hit the send button, and then it will show you the status of that. And if you can sort it by what's really old, what's coming up, you can receive a payment just right there. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard real quick. If you want to, say you don't want anyone behind you to be able to see what you're working on, there's a privacy button right here. You just click that and it will hide all of that financial data that you may not want your employees or your customers to see. And then to get rid of it, just click that button again. So that is really cool. Okay, and then over here we have the left navigation bar. We can go directly to the banking. This is if you're taking pictures on your cell phone with the QuickBooks Online app and you have the receipts, they show up right here. I don't know if there'll be any in here. Otherwise, you can upload them, drop and drag. Again, if you need to find for expenses, vendor expenses, you can go here, sales. If you're working on projects, if you have employees, they have it separated out by employees and contractors. If you want to get to reports, you just click here and it has a whole bunch of standard reports for you. But you can also, if you like to see your financials a certain way, you can customize them and they would show up here. Taxes. This is if you need to have payroll taxes or sales and use tax. This is where you'd find it. Mileage is next. And accounting. This is where you can go and reconcile your bank account, or if you want to take a look at your chart of accounts. And then my accountant. And this is where you can invite your accountant to have access to your bookkeeping. And then if you have any questions, that's another thing I love about it. A lot of times, like if you have a bookkeeper and you're having a question, you're like, oh, I think I screwed up something. Please take a look at it. You would either need to send them a backup of your copy or have them come out to your place. Now you can be like, hey, call them up. Hey, I need you, like, let's go look at this sales, this invoice that I have. It's invoice number 1016. Let's go look at that. And they made I don't know, they want to make a deposit or something. They don't want to pay the $75. They want to pay the $25. How do I do that? So if you have a question, you can literally, like, you and your bookkeeper or your CPA accountant could be looking at it at the same time, and they could literally probably go in there and fix it right away or do whatever needs to be taken care of. Or you could shoot them an email and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. They'll have access to it at their place too. And they're able to take care of that. That is another reason why I love QuickBooks Online. Don't have to do those customer visits anymore to fix problems. Okay, and I'm just going through real quick. Okay, I think that's going to be it in this video. This is just a little warm-up, an introduction, a welcome. Next, I am going to get into setting up your new QuickBooks Online company and just basically going through this gear sign and over here with the accounts and settings, making sure that everything is set up properly for y'all. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, Gunderson's Bookkeeping. And otherwise, you can find us on Facebook, Gunderson's Bookkeeping again. And Gunderson's has an S after Gunderson. And Bookkeeping has 2 Ks. All right, everyone. Thank you and have a great day.